In 174 AD, Marcus Aurelius was completely destroyed. He had just lost another child. His empire was being eaten alive by a plague that had already killed 5 million people. His most trusted general had betrayed him and declared himself emperor. His own body was failing him every single morning when he woke up. By every measure that exists, this man had nothing left to give, and yet he did not collapse. He did not quit. He did not spend his days trying to feel better or waiting for circumstances to improve. He rebuilt himself quietly and completely, using 3 rules that he wrote about in a private journal nobody was ever supposed to read. I am going to show you exactly what those 3 rules were in a moment. But first you need to understand the real reason why most people who try to rebuild their lives after hitting rock bottom end up right back on the floor. Because until you see that reason clearly, these rules will not hit the way they are supposed to. Most people approach rebuilding completely backwards. When life breaks them, they focus entirely on trying to feel better as fast as possible. They rest, they distract themselves, they wait for the pain to pass, they look for something that brings temporary relief, and they call that recovery. And it works for a while, until it does not. Because feeling better and actually rebuilding are 2 completely different things. Feeling better just means the pain got quieter. It does not mean anything changed. It does not mean the thing that broke you has been understood or dealt with. It just means you got good at ignoring it. So weeks pass, then months, and one day you realize you are still the same person, carrying the same damage, making the same decisions, heading toward the same walls, just with less pain on the surface. That is not recovery. That is delay. Marcus Aurelius watched this happen to people around him constantly. Men who went through tremendous loss and came out the other side unchanged. Not because they were weak, because they were chasing the wrong goal. They wanted comfort back. He wanted something harder than that. He wanted to come out of the destruction as someone the destruction could never touch again. That is the massive difference between the 3 rules he used and every other piece of self-help garbage you have tried. These 3 rules do not care about your comfort. They only care about building something made of iron. Rule 1. Stop trying to feel better. This is the very first rule, and it is the one you are going to hate hearing the most. When something absolutely breaks you, your brain only has one mission. It wants to make the psychological bleeding stop. So every single action you take becomes about managing your emotions. You try positive thinking. You try keeping a busy schedule so you do not have to think. You surround yourself with loud friends and good energy. Every single move is aimed at one target. You just want to feel good again as fast as humanly possible. The ancient philosophers said that is the worst possible target you could ever aim at. When the Roman Empire was collapsing, Marcus Aurelius never once asked himself how to feel better. He looked at the chaos and asked himself one brutal question: what is actually true right now? He did not ask what he wished was true. He did not ask what would make him feel warm and safe. He demanded to know what was honestly and uncomfortably true about his dark situation. He called this practice seeing things exactly as they are. You do not pretend things are worse than they are, because that is just pure anxiety talking. You do not pretend things are better than they are, because that is just pure denial. You look at the cold hard facts exactly as they exist in reality, and that level of brutal honesty is the only real starting point for rebuilding a broken life. Because you absolutely cannot fix a problem that you are pretending is fine. You cannot learn a lesson from your failure if you wrap that failure in a blanket of fake excuses. The man who can look at his own ruined life with total clarity walks away with a superpower. He gains real understanding, and true understanding is the only concrete foundation strong enough to hold up a new life. The actual physical practice for this is simple, but it is going to hurt your ego. You need to sit down alone in a quiet room. You grab a pen and you write out exactly what happened to you. You write down the exact terrible decisions you made that led to the collapse. You write down the toxic behavior you kept tolerating from other people when you knew you should have walked away. You list every single bright red warning sign that you purposely ignored because you were too scared to face the truth. You do not do this to torture yourself. You do this to arm yourself with dangerous information. You extract the raw facts so you can actually change your future instead of just numbing your present pain. The great teacher Epictetus said it is totally impossible for a man to learn something he thinks he already knows. Chasing a good mood tricks your brain into thinking you already learned the lesson. Staring at the ugly truth is the only way you actually level up. But having a clear vision will not rebuild your life on its own. Rule 2 is where the heavy lifting actually begins, and it is going to demand something physical from you that your lazy mind will immediately try to negotiate its way out of. Rule 2. Fix the body before you touch the mind. Almost everyone on earth gets this completely backward. When your life falls apart, your first instinct is to focus all your energy on the mental side of the game. You try to fix your mindset. You try to rewire your limiting beliefs. You read a dozen books about healing your inner world. You spend endless hours sitting on a couch trying to think your way into a stronger mental state. Meanwhile, your physical body is completely abandoned. You are barely getting 3 hours of sleep. You are barely moving off the couch. You are feeding yourself absolute garbage because cooking takes too much effort. And then you sit around wondering why your mindset never actually changes. The ancients understood a biological secret that modern science spent thousands of years trying to catch up to. You cannot build a bulletproof mind inside a weak and collapsing physical body. Your mind and your body are not two different projects. They are the exact same project, and your body is the only part of the equation that you can actually force to work right now today without waiting for your emotions to give you permission. There was a legendary teacher named Musonius Rufus. He was the man who taught Epictetus everything he knew about mental toughness. He said something that most people skip right over because it sounds way too basic. He said a philosopher who ignores his own physical body is a walking joke. He believed that a man who claims he wants to rebuild his mind while letting his body rot is simply lying to himself. This rule has absolutely nothing to do with looking good in the mirror. It is about one specific biological trigger. When you force your physical body to move deliberately and consistently, your nervous system receives a massive chemical signal. It sends a message directly to your brain, telling it that you are no longer a victim hiding in survival mode. It signals that you have chosen aggressive action over fearful paralysis. It proves that you are treating yourself like a human being worth saving. That physical signal literally changes the chemistry inside your brain in ways that positive thinking and daily affirmations never will. And the best part is that this rule works even when you feel totally empty. You do not sit around waiting for motivation to strike you like lightning. You move your body because the physical movement is the exact machine that generates the motivation. You do it every single day. You do not just do it on the sunny days when you feel rested. You do it every single day. You must do something physical that costs you real effort. You go for a run that pushes past your comfort zone. You lift weights until your muscles shake. You do a workout that makes yesterday look like a warm-up. You do absolutely anything that forces your physical body to work and drags your reluctant mind along behind it. Marcus Aurelius forced himself to train his body in the middle of a brutal war. He trained while his friends died of the plague. He trained while his government betrayed him. He did not do it because he had free time. He did it because he knew a terrifying truth. Physical discipline does not just support mental strength. Physical discipline is the exact factory where mental strength is manufactured. But you can stare at the brutal truth, and you can rebuild your physical body and still end up right back where you started. Because without Rule 3, the first two rules are just a temporary bandage. This final rule is the one that makes your new life completely bulletproof. Rule 3. Let the old version die completely. This is the rule that separates the winners from the victims. When a normal person gets their heart broken or their life ruined, their only goal is to get back to normal. They want to get back to who they were before the disaster. They want their old naive confidence back. They want their old comfortable routine back. They want the familiar version of themselves that existed the day before everything went dark. And that specific desire is the most dangerous trap in the entire recovery process. You cannot go back to that old version of yourself, because that is the exact person who got broken in the first place. That old version of you was the one driving the car when it crashed. That exact version of you with those exact weak habits and those exact blind spots ended up completely destroyed. If you go back to being that exact same person, you are not recovering. You are just loading the gun for the next disaster. You are guaranteeing that you will collapse again. The only difference will be the date on the calendar. Seneca wrote something about this that hits like a hammer when you really think about it. He said, every single new beginning comes directly from the violent end of something else. He was not talking about a soft and gentle transition. He was describing a total demolition of your past. The old version of you has to end completely. Something entirely new and unrecognizable must be built in its place. You do not renovate the old house. You burn it to the ground and build a fortress using stronger materials. The ancient leaders called this the death of the old self. And they did not mean it as a cute poem. They meant it as a serious daily action. You have to look at the broken version of yourself and say goodbye. You identify exactly what that weak person believed. You expose what they tolerated. You look at what they accepted from the world that they never should have accepted. 1. Stop explaining yourself. This is where the defense begins, and it is much harder than you think, because your brain does it on autopilot. Every time a toxic person questions your life choices or insults your character, your nervous system panics. You immediately start explaining your side of the story. You justify your actions. You add a ton of backstory that nobody even asked for. You do this because deep down you hold on to a false hope. You think if you just explain your feelings clearly enough, they will finally understand you and treat you with respect. They will absolutely never do that, because understanding your feelings was never their goal. Their goal was to force you to perform for them. The ancient philosopher Epictetus said that if someone succeeds in making you angry, your own mind is an accomplice in the crime. Compulsive explaining is how you become an accomplice. When you explain too much, you are sending them a very clear signal. You are telling them that their negative opinion is more valuable than your peace of mind. The exact second a manipulator smells that desperation, they will create endless drama just to watch you dance for their approval. The fix is brutal but simple. Give them one calm sentence. Do not attach any justification. Do not offer any nervous laughter, just a hard full stop. Watch the total panic in their eyes when they expect a massive performance, and you give them absolute silence instead. Look at Marcus Aurelius standing in the ruins of the year 174 AD. Everything he loved was dead or dying. His world was completely shattered. And yet he rebuilt himself so powerfully that 2,000 years later, the entire world is still studying his private diary, trying to figure out how he survived. His secret was never complicated. He never wasted a single second waiting for the pain to pass. He never tried to make himself feel warm and fuzzy. He simply executed 3 brutal rules without ever negotiating with his own weakness. He did not wait for the perfect conditions, because the perfect conditions do not exist. He forced himself to see the ugly truth clearly. He forced his broken body to move and build strength, and he let his old weak identity die so a king could be born in its place. That is the true secret hidden inside the journal nobody was ever supposed to read, and now you know exactly what to do with it. If you are finally ready to stop crying over your old broken life and start building something that nobody can ever tear down, hit the like button right now. Subscribe to this channel so you never lose this momentum.